Hi friends, welcome back to Nessa's Nook. So last night, my friend Melanie over at A Godly Home had challenged me to be in part of the Thankful 50 Challenge. That's put on by the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. So, of course, there's always a challenge. You know me, I have to accept my challenges. Now, these are not in any particular order. I mean, obviously, it's things as I thought of them, and it took me a while to get them all put together. I know you should probably look at a grateful, thankful list every single day because there are so many things. I mean, I could probably list thousands, but to be put in the spotlight that coming out, I'm like, oh, how am I going to come up with 50? So I did come up with the 50. And I, I, I love doing things like this partly because this is something that, a lot of people don't know me personally. There's only a few people that I do actually talk to outside of YouTube, which you guys are always welcome to contact me. I'll be more than glad to chat with you on Facebook. Some people even have my direct cell phone number, and we text and stuff. So I'm definitely okay with conversations with us. But it's also good to know the things that are precious to me and what means things to me. So when you guys are watching my videos, even though we live in different states and some of them different countries, that you can say, hey, oh yeah, this about her or that about her, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever happens to strike your fancy. So, like I said, this is not in any particular order. It's just things as I is coming up with things last night when I was challenged. So here it goes. I'm reading off my computer because I didn't want to have to print it out. But number one is I am a child of the God Most High. God is very important in my life. It's something that, I don't go to church like I probably should. I don't know for sure the way my husband and I feel right now that church is probably the right answer. But we do our parts at home. So it's not, you don't always have to go to church in order to worship or whatever. Because where two or more gathered in his name, there he is. So there's two of us, so there he is. I can do all things through God. He gives me the strength every day to get up, to do the things that I do. I could not have faced this past couple years without him. I don't know where I would be if I didn't have him by my side and to him actually watching over me, as I always feel I am divinely protected. I feel my family is divinely protected because there's been a lot of times that, things should have happened, but it didn't, thankfully, because I feel divinely protected. And I have the very best daughter. You can see her little 8th grade picture behind us. I have the very best daughter that anyone could ask for. I don't get to see her as much. I don't get to talk to her as much as I want to. She is an adult. She's married. She'll be 27 in October. So you know how parents are not as cool. But I know when I see her and when we're together, we're just still two peas in a pod. She is my most favorite earthly person that there is. I mean, my husband, he's right up there too, but she is my most earthly favorite person. And anyone who's known me more than 2 seconds and they've talked about anything, they usually know about my daughter and my husband. So, I mean, she's just the apple of my eye. I just don't know what I would possibly ever do without her, nor do I want to find out. All right. And I have the very best husband that anyone can ask for. You guys have seen him on some of my videos. I know I don't get all warm and squishy and gushy and stuff like that. Mark is my rock. He has helped me through more things. I'm getting all teary. More things than probably a husband should have to help a wife through, and he does willingly. Last year we both almost lost each other, so it was something that's even more important. It's very important that we continue our conversations, our communications, the love, the trust, everything that goes into a good marriage. We have been married since December 13th, 2003. So we've been together for quite a while, and I can honestly say I love him more today than I did all those years ago, and my love only grows more each day. And as you see him on some of my stuff, and we're being silly or whatever happens to be, he is truly, he's my rock, and he's just been there for me, and I am just incredibly grateful for that. And I am thankful that I am alive. Last year, with everything that happened, I almost died 5 times at the hospital. So to be alive and to be able to even share these videos with you, or my cooking videos or my fun videos or whatever happens to be, I'm alive. There for a while, I gave my family quite the scare. I had no idea, obviously, all the things that were going on with me, because they had me pretty much in a medically induced coma for 2 months, but I'm alive and I'm fine. I'm healing more every day. I mean, some days are rough and most days are really okay. And I am thankful that I have big dreams. Big dreams that both Mark and I are working on. I feel like we are very equally yoked to where, um, it's hard when a couple is got two different dreams and they're working for two different separate things. But there are things that Mark and I want, and we want them so bad. And we pray about it all the time, and we feel like it's going to happen. Obviously, things are in God's time, not ours, because otherwise it would have happened years ago. But anyways, it's a very, very big thing. But the thing is, if you guys happen to, if you've ever watched that movie, The Secret, and where they talk about it's no different to get your biggest wish, whatever wish it is that you want, as it is a cup of coffee. So really, technically, it's nothing. I mean, God can say, oh, here, boom, here's your biggest wish, and go about your day. And I hope that, you live up to what the promises and the prayers and the everything that you said that you would do, which we plan to do. Last weekend we went on vacation, and I know I didn't post that much was on there, but last weekend when we were at our cabin, cute little cabin, by the way, but we were at our cabin, and there was no TV in the cabin. Our internet was incredibly spotty. We had to maybe 1 to 2 bars. We had to physically pretty much go into town to be able to upload and to do things and stuff like that, to really check our emails and stuff. And anyway, so there was no internet, there was no TV, and we actually had to talk to each other. Not that that's a bad thing, but we went uptown and we bought some board games, and we played some Yahtzee and some Phase 10. I guess it wasn't really board games, but games, because I didn't think to bring a deck of cards or any of the games we had here. Full well know that they did not have a TV there, which is not a big deal. I'm not a big TV watcher. I prefer my computer with my internet. But being there, and we spent a lot of time outside, because obviously, I mean, yeah, okay, you could have went to sleep or took naps or whatever. There was absolutely nothing to do inside. So we just drove around and we're just in complete awe of the things that we saw. And we were just like, and it was such a great deal to be disconnected for that little bit of time. I know it was only just a couple days, and I know I still filmed a little bit and we took a lot of pictures, so we weren't technically disconnected. But even now, we're even home, and my husband got off work early and he's watching some TV and stuff like that. But it's like our normal habits, I'm not saying that they were bad habits, but our regular habits have kind of changed since coming back home, because I think of the mental and physical change we had while we were there. We knew we wanted something different than our regular everyday life. So we are working on that, and the disconnect was great. I highly suggest it for anyone. I am thankful that I have a job. For those who don't know, I do work for the state of Michigan. I do locates for the front of the courts, the PA offices. I do work number requests. There's a couple different things we do. I'm a nosy person by nature, so to be able to find information on people that the front of the court needs, that's my job. So I do want to retire. My main thing is I want to retire, and I want to do things that my heart and my mind feels led to do, that God feels led for me to do. That is not necessarily the 9 to 5. But for as long as I do have to work, I am very incredibly grateful for my job. I am very incredibly grateful that I have very good insurance, because my one hospital bill alone, not talking about the surgeries I had or the doctor visits, my one hospital bill alone was $470,000 last year. I had to pay $1,300 of that. So, good job, great benefits. My supervisor's understanding on a lot of things. So it's just a good thing. So if I have to work, I want to continue doing what I do, and I work from home. So that's a major plus too. That I am able to do physical things. There's a lot of people, I'm getting older. I'm 55 now. There's a lot of people that's my age that you're not able to walk around to do the things that you used to do. Now, granted, I've never been a runner, or if I'm running, just run in the direction I'm running, because what I'm running from is made me run. So, definitely follow me, and I'll stop when I feel safe. But anyways, but it feels really nice. Like when we were out there at the cabin and we were walking around and stuff, and just to be able to walk up these really tall hills that we walked on, and I mean, just even being able to walk around, period, after what I went through last year, it's a wonder that I didn't have a lot more disabilities than I probably should have for someone my age. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful for my home. Now, a lot of people, they look at my home, and a lot of people like to think that we're snotty or whatever, and I'm not saying that we are, but we do live in a nice home in a very nice town, and I do feel incredibly safe here, and that's really perfect. Now, do I have big dreams for a forever home that is maybe custom built for me and on a whole bunch of acres? Yes, true. But meanwhile, this home, we have made it, a lot of it ourselves. We've remodeled some things, and we've done a lot of things. So I love my home. It's not like a statue thing of, oh, look what I have and look what you don't have, or anything like that. It's just, I happen to find this house. It was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, and what used to be my old office, which is now my glorified pantry, where my freeze dryer is, that was supposed to be my mom's bedroom. My mom, before she died, she had ALS for a couple years, and she lived with me full time. And it's nice. It's nice to be able to. She would have been right across the hall, because she got to the point where she would ring a bell. At first, she would call us, and she could no longer pick up her phone. And then she could ring the bell, and eventually she couldn't really ring the bell. So she had to yell out as much as she could, but her voice was very low, so that was really hard. So to have her actually across the hall, and to have everything pretty much on the main floor except for the 2 bedrooms and the 1 bathroom upstairs, that was important to me. So when I found this, and the peacefulness of the river and just the peacefulness of this town, it was just something that at that time, and still now, it's something very important to us. I'm very thankful for my car. I know people will probably go, wow, you don't even have a fancy car. No, I don't. I'm leasing a 2022 Trailblazer RS. It's not fancy, and it gets me to point A to point B. I mean, it's definitely not my dream car, but I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I need a Lamborghini or anything. No. I don't need a fancy car. As long as it's something that it can get me to point A to point B. I don't want to be broke down on the side of the highway, because that's just not safe for women to do nowadays, or safe for anyone nowadays. I am incredibly thankful to work from home. That has saved me so much time, so much headache, so much effort. Anyone who works in the office knows you got those coworkers that just drive you crazy. And, there was more than my handful of coworkers that drove me absolutely crazy. And then the thing is, when you're in the office, and even if you have your earpiece on, or, your head thing, and you're trying to just, cancel everything out, people still, they come up to your cubicle and they want to talk, and you're busy, and Then your supervisor's like, hey, and so when you're working at home, you have your breaks and you can do the things that you want to do, and it works out perfect, and that's what I absolutely love. I don't pay for gas. I don't pay for parking. Parking in downtown Lansing was usually about $100 a month minimum, and that was, I think, the last time I was down there for a while, was about 4 years, I don't know, 5 years ago. I don't know, but it was still expensive. And because where the state office buildings are is not where the parking is, at least where we worked was not. So you had to walk all this way in the snow and the rain and the heat, whatever. So I'm very thankful for that, and that I don't have to deal with traffic, because working at home, you realize traffic people are crazy. So anyways, I am very thankful for my YouTube channel, and I'm very thankful for all the wonderful friendships that I have gained, that I would not have known who any of you were if I did not have my YouTube channel. Is it as successful as I would like it to be? No. Do I make as much money as I would like to for the amount of hours I put in? Absolutely not. However, I'll keep doing my YouTube channel, like I said, as long as I'm having fun and I'm enjoying it. I will continue doing my YouTube channel. I love it when you guys like my stuff. I love it when you guys chat with me. It makes it really nice and makes all the things that I do worthwhile, because like I said, I don't get paid enough to do the amount of work and the amount of hours that go into videos. I am very thankful for my family. I know, I was in a medically induced coma. My husband was still in the hospital. You would think they would have wheeled him up to see me. Not that I would have remembered he was there anyways, but you would think, because we were in the same hospital, that we would have, they would have took him up maybe once a week or something to come see me, but they didn't. My daughter and my sister, because Mark was in the hospital, he couldn't be my voice. That my daughter and my sister Chris at City Girl Homestead, they had to be my voice, and they had to say yes, no to things. They knew what I wanted and what I didn't want, and I'm very thankful that they both took the time to be able to do that, to be my voice when I couldn't have my voice on my own. Once Mark got out of the hospital, of course, then he was the person who things had to go through him, and that took the pressure off my daughter and my sister. But I'm very thankful that I have a very good family. I love them all. I don't see them as much as I probably should, but I do love them all. And then I'm thankful that that even though this last year and a half has been rough and I'm still here, that I have the things that are near and dear to me. Everything that, you might just take things for granted, like, oh yeah, you have a house, you have a car, you have a job. Oh well, and you don't think, when you don't have these things going on, and how your life gets upheaved, how different your whole outlook of your life turns out to be. So I am very thankful that I can see, I can hear, I can read. I have my organs seem to be working very well. My memory sometimes is not maybe as good as it should be, but I'm working on that too. And then I am very thankful for this. When all this stuff was going on last year, and if you watch some of my older videos, yes, I did have a trach. I had a trach for about 10 months. They never knew for sure, because the that one thing that they stick everybody on, I can't think of what that's called. The ventilator rests against something, and it can paralyze your vocal cords. That's I needed 2 surgeries for, to unparalyze my vocal cords. They're still never going to be 100% according to my trach doctors, but I can breathe without a trach. That was a big fear. I'm like, am I going to be having this trach for the rest of my life? I didn't like the way I felt when I had to go out in public, because people would look at me and stuff. But I'm very thankful that God, of course, brought me through this. He brought me through the surgeries. Yes, my voice still cracks. Yes, I still get a lot of mucus and things like that. But I can talk, I can breathe, and I don't need a trach. So, um, and then I'm thankful, like I started to say earlier, that my husband and I are very equally yoked and have the same dreams. But I already had said that. I'm thankful that I am healthy. I mean, I may not be the picture perfect health that I probably should be, but that takes time and it takes the dedication, and everybody that knows that, it's just not something that happens overnight. I'm very thankful that I can smell and taste again. I didn't smell or taste anything for over 10 months. Well, probably closer to a year, because it was a while after I had the trach out that I couldn't. Um, so my taste and my smell is not all the way back, but it's probably about 98, 99%. And things, yes, do taste funny sometimes. And some things that I used to love, I do not love anymore. And some things I didn't like, I do like now. I know, weird. But nonetheless, I can smell and taste again. And then I'm thankful that each day, that even though I'm clearly not perfect, because there's, no perfect human, that God gives me an every day, a new chance every day to make good choices and to be the person that I need to be and to be all I need to be. I'm grateful that I have my gadgets. I know I've been told I'm a gadget queen and I have way too many gadgets, but it allows me to still work. I could start things on my last break. My husband comes home. He doesn't have to wait till midnight to eat, and it allows us to, cook while I'm working. So it makes it very nice. I am thankful for the ability to learn something new each day. I know that sounds silly, but at 55, you would think I learned probably almost all I'm ever going to learn in my lifetime, and that's so not true. Every single day, it seems like I learn something new, and that's a good thing. I want to continue learning something new. And I'm very thankful, like I said, that God has protected me from harm more times than I can count. That's where I come in and I say that I feel like I'm so divinely protected. Will harm ever come to me? It could. Hopefully it won't, and it won't to my family. But I feel like I'm being protected every day from any harm that could happen to me. And then I'm thankful that even though I am not the person I want to be, and there's nothing wrong with the person I am, don't get me wrong, but I'm not the person that I want to be. I mean, there's so much more in my mind that I want to be, but I feel like I'm held back by, having to work full time and doing the things I do, that, I'm not financially independent to be able to just do the things that I want to do. But to grow each day, that's what it's all about. And I'm very thankful that even though I have a very distrust and a sour taste in my mouth about doctors, that I actually really have a wonderful holistic chiropractor and a doctor. He's not holistic, but he listens to me and he's not pushing drugs down my throat or trying to make me take drugs that I just don't want to take, because I'm anti-drug too. I'm thankful that people love me, and I'm thankful that people trust me. That goes a long way, of just trying to be the person that you need to be there for people, to know that the secrets or the things that they tell you are going to stay within the things that they tell you. If you come across and say, "Hey, Vanessa, I have a secret, but don't tell anybody," I try my darndest to never ever tell anyone and to take that to my grave, because a promise is a promise. I'm thankful for clean water to drink and to bathe in. Do you know how many people, even nowadays, I mean, with like the railroad stuff done, and like the people here in Flint, Michigan, I mean, there are a lot of people who are still having to drink out of bottled water, that they just can't go to their taps. It's just a big inconvenience, and they have to sit there and shower in that water that's very toxic. So I'm just very thankful that I have the ability that I don't have to do that. Um, I am thankful for transportation. I don't like to go places. I really don't care to do anything. However, I like the ability that there are cars, planes, trains, all that stuff. So if you do want to go somewhere, it's not like you're on horseback and have to take 5 years to get from here to the other side of the state. You know what I'm saying? So it's very nice to have transportation, even though you may not use it. It's nice to be there. I'm very thankful for a good night's sleep. Thankful for my bed that's comfortable, that allows me to have some really nice dreams while I do sleep, and to wake up to be refreshed, even though I'm not a morning person. I am thankful for technology, but in a way, I'm not thankful for technology. I do love being able to look online, like I noticed when we were at the cabin. We were there and I wanted to research certain things, and I just couldn't get online to do it. So you had to write things down and, try not to forget what you wanted to research. Researching is great. Technology can be, I don't know, it can be, it's good and bad. There's things that people have done that I think are really outside the box that should not have been done technology wise. But, one person like me, I can't stop them. I mean, it would take a lot of people to actually stop the things that's being done technology wise. I am grateful for indoor plumbing that goes with the clean water, that I can jump in the shower whenever I want. I can start my dishes whenever I want. I can go to the bathroom whenever I want, and I don't have to go outside in the snow and the rain and everything like that. I am thankful for like my washer and my dryer and my dishwasher. I know they don't get enough credit that they deserve, but they are a workhorse for me. I could not imagine sitting there like back in the day on a scrub board. I mean, I guess I could, but I'm so spoiled by it that I don't know for sure if I could. And I am very thankful for unconditional love. That people don't have to always know me to care about me, and those who do care about me know me, love me regardless of any and all of my faults. So I'm very thankful for that. Um, I am really thankful that where I live, I have some really great neighbors. That I feel safe in my town, and when my husband's working or he's gone or whatever, that I feel safe here. I mean, there you just can't put a price on feeling safe and uh, all that. So that is very, very important to me, and I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful for the ability to forgive. Forgiveness is very, very important to me. I may not forget everything you did to me, but to forgive is key, because if you do not forgive, in my eyes, it doesn't matter what someone did to you, and they could probably care less that that you are still affected by whatever they did, and they may not know that you ever forgave them. But to know that, when I've talked to God, that I've forgiven people for some very big things that happened to me, that they are not holding me in prison as long as I choose for unforgiveness. And I do believe in my heart, and it could not be true, it may not even be true, but in my heart, I feel that unforgiveness creates a lot of um, host of things going wrong with your body, and I certainly do not need that. So forgiveness is very, very key to me. Um, Hopefully, people, I don't have to forgive them. Hopefully, they would not do things to actually hurt me, really bad. But at the same time, I'm not going to be stupid and ignorant and not forget what they did to me. So I will be wiser and not put myself out there for those people. But I will still choose to always forgive. So I am thankful for the times I laugh until I cry. When you just have those laughs that it just makes your whole stomach hurt, and it just you crying for times, just, what I'm saying, it's just those, they don't happen near enough for me, and I love those times that does happen. That is, it's, to me, it's very healing. It's very it's something that everyone should do very often. I'm thankful that I have my hubby and my daughter, and then just usually one big hug from them usually takes away a lot of the issues that I uh, might be down that day, and I'm like, oh, I need a hug, and immediately I feel better. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful for learning from past mistakes to not hopefully do them in the future. Um, we all make our mistakes. We make mistakes on the daily, but it's, what do we do about those mistakes? Do we continue to make those mistakes? Or is it, I've learned from that mistake and I'm not planning to do that again? Um, I am very thankful for sunshine. I do believe I've never been diagnosed with it, but I do believe I have that seasonal disorder thing. And when it's just icky out, my mood just is like, it's harder to get out of bed. It's harder to get motivated. When the sun's out, even though it gets super hot a lot of times when the sun's out, I'd rather have the sun any day and deal with the heat than to deal with the darkness of, like the rain and like how it gets in the winter and stuff. I'm not a big winter person. I am very thankful for the kindness of strangers. A lot of you are still strangers to me because I haven't had a chance to really get to know you. But even like strangers in the store who smile at you, or people when I'm sitting on my porch that drive by and they wave when I'm out there, people don't realize those little gestures of saying something or whatever. Like the other day, my husband and I were out when we were on vacation, and we were out to dinner, and this girl had this cutest little dress on. I don't have the body for that dress, but it was a really cute dress. And if I had her kind of body, I probably would be sporting a dress like that. But she was getting closer to the table, and I said, I really, really like your dress. It was a shade of pink, and it had flowers and stuff, and it was a high-low, and I love high-lows. And she goes, oh, thank you. I got it at Walmart for $5. But I mean, it's really nice, when you have the kindness of strangers, and sometimes it's just a smile. It's just, you don't know what someone's going through that day, and you don't know how your action or the comment that you made or whatever can really make that person's day. I mean, they could have been suicidal, or they could have just lost somebody or something, and it gave them hope for the day. So I'm very thankful for kindness of strangers. I am very thankful for, I know it sounds kind of silly, but sunrises and sunsets. I don't like to wake up early enough in the morning. I don't watch enough sunrises, but I love me a good sunset. And I love being able to see that. And then sometimes you see rainbows in the sky, and just wonderful things that you see, that when you step back and you go, wow, God did that. He allowed me to see that. And I mean, he puts out such beautiful drawings in the sky and things that I don't think any human could ever reproduce. And I, like when we were on vacation, and I'm like, I wish this camera could take the colors that I physically see, or the things that I see. I mean, it looks good in a film or on a picture, but it doesn't ever usually show what it shows. So I love sunrises and sunsets, especially over water. I am very thankful that even though I forget things, that I have most of my memories. There are a lot of my childhood memories that are gone. Back in the day, I had been molested by several different people, and I prayed to God to have that memories of that taken away from me. However, it did take away a lot of my childhood memories that maybe that was attached to, that I don't know. But like my sister and I could be talking, and she's like, oh, what about this? I'm like, I don't remember. And it's not that I'm just because I'm so old. I think it's because I asked God to take that very bad part of my life. I mean, I know it happened, but what I'm saying, I don't have to dwell on the things because it's not clear to me now what all happened. But that's where forgiveness came in too, because I prayed for them, the forgiveness for them, so I'm not stuck in that vicious cycle. I'm thankful that I have the ability to have and eat and have food. To have more than the week or 2 weeks or the 2 months worth of food in my home at any given time. If anything were to happen now, obviously my stuff in my freezer would go bad pretty quick. But I have food, and I know that as long as I would have a way to warm things up, that I would still be able to eat, and that's very important. I'm thankful for being forgiven for my mistakes and my things to people, that I have offended them in any shape or form. I'm thankful that I hopefully have their forgiveness for the things that I've done against them. And I'm very thankful for making plans for my future. Um, it's very important to always have a goal. It doesn't mean that you have to ask to be a multimillionaire. It doesn't need to be that you need to live in a mansion. It can be little things, it can be big things, but it's what brings peace and thoughts to your heart of what you want. So I think that's very, very important. Now, you are supposed to send this off to 5 people. And I don't know for sure if these 5 people will do this or not. And it's okay if they don't. I had a list of more people I was going to put in here, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to put everyone in here. But my sister, Chris over at City Girl Homestead, she's usually up for my challenges, so she'll probably do this. Ro over at Hillbilly Row and D, I've got to know her through her sister, Rhoda. So also, peace be still, Rhoda. You're on the hook for this too, which I think this will be right up your alley because you are such a godly woman. Tammy at Tammy and Ben's Adventures. Hopefully this is something that you like to do, because I know that you're this type of person, that you're a very good person, that maybe if you don't even want to make the video, that you can make your list, and even if you guys don't want to put it on film, maybe try to make the list to do for yourself. Natasha over at the Budget Preppers, and Heidi over at Disabled and Prepping. So you guys are all up for this challenge, hopefully, and I'd like to see you guys' videos and see what you all come up with. Now, yesterday I was like, I could have probably picked half of the things that that Melanie had put on there, but I'm like, I'm trying to do something completely different, so that made it even harder because she already took like over half of the things that I would want to do or what I would want to talk about, but I didn't want to make it the same as hers, and people's like, well, geez, that sounds a lot like Melanie's, you're just copying her. But no. Some of the things are the same, but I had to think of a lot more different ones so you guys didn't think I was copying. But anyways, this was a lot of fun. Definitely check that out. Like I said, it's the Thankful 50 Challenge at the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm really curious to what the people are saying for their 50 thankful things. To be thankful is always very important. So definitely try to do that. And thanks for staying for this really long video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned things from me. And you're always welcome to, like I said, to contact me in any shape or form. I would love to have a relationship with you guys and get to know you all better. So thank you very much for stopping by. You have a very blessed and wonderful day.